Good morning. Welcome to CSI, Clues in Sentences Investigation. So, for today's lesson, we are going to talk about context clues. We are going to act as a detective to guess the meaning of the unfamiliar word. So, let's get started. Sometimes, when we are reading, we don't know what a word means. So, what do? Just like a detective, we have to use clues. There are words or phrases around unfamiliar words that can help us understand the meaning of the word. These words or phrases are called context clues. Learning how to use these clues can help us understand the meaning of the word, help us to understand the reading, improve our vocabulary, and save us from using Google or dictionary. Did you know that we use context clues all the time? We make guesses based on the information we know. Let's try it. When we read sometimes, we come upon unfamiliar words that we don't know. Same with these examples. The word in red, twir, fleet, and flutter. We could choose to stop reading or just take a dictionary, but this can take away our comprehension or understanding of the text. This is why using context clues is so important. We know that we are referring to someone on this text. But before we figure out who's being referred to the text, let us figure out or find out what context is. Context is the setting of the word. Con is a prefix meaning with, and text is a written word. For example, in this photo, you can probably guess who's missing because of the setting and the text. You can probably say that it's the dog. As a reader, you are looking for the clues within the written works to help you understand the unfamiliar words or phrases. Going back with the text, again, we know that the text is referring to someone. So to figure out who is it or what's the meaning of the words in red font, we must read the entire text. We must find clues. So who can this be? Who's being referred to as the one been practicing since a very young age? I travel around and perform on the stage. I'm graceful and pretty, but I'm also real strong. My body is thin and my legs are quite long. I often wear pink and love satin and lace. Watch me twirl, flit and flutter all over the place. So from these clues, like I often wear pink and love satin lace, my body is thin and my legs are quite long. Twirls flit and flutter all over the place. I definitely keeps me on my toes. So definitely this is a ballerina. So what does a ballerina do? From this particular clues, You will know that twirl, fleet, and flutter means to hop, skip, and jump. Therefore, context clues are words that say stop, don't touch that dictionary. The definition of the word you don't know is right here in the text. Context clues are information a reader can get from the reading that helps show that a word or group of words means. Like a mystery, you have to use the clues to find the answer. Sometimes authors use different types of context clues. They might use synonyms, antonyms, examples, or even definition. For instance, my opponent's argument is fallacious, misleading, plain wrong. If you are unfamiliar with the word fallacious, the synonym clue misleading, plain wrong makes sentence easier to understand. Sometimes authors will use antonyms to help the reader grasp with unfamiliar words by stating the opposite. Example, although some men are loquacious, others hardly talk at all. If you don't know loquacious means, the antonym phrase hardly talk at all will tell you or will let you know that some men are less to talk or less talkative. Author also uses examples. So, celestial bodies, including the sun, moon, and stars, have fascinated man through the centuries. If you don't know what celestial is, the examples, sun, moon, and stars, will let you know that celestial is relating to sky or outer space. Sometimes the author actually provide definition within the text if using less common words. Example, the dudin, a short-stemmed clay pipe, is found in Irish folktales. If you are unfamiliar with the word dudin, the author clearly defines it as a short-stemmed clay pipe. Now, going back with the context, which originate from the notion of weaving together or pertaining to the setting of the word, it also defined as the circumstances that form the settings of events, statements, or ideas in the way of which it can be fully understood and assessed. There are different types of context. These are author's context, reader's context, text context, social context, and social cultural of a text. Author's context is knowing about the author's life, values, assumptions, gender, race, sexual orientation, and the political and economic issues related to the author. While reader's context is about the reader's previous reading experience, values, assumptions, political and economic issues. On the other hand, text context is about its publishing history. It is part of the larger text such as newspaper, history, events translated in it. And finally, social context and social cultural of a text feature the society in which the characters live and in which the author's text was produced. Now that you know context, type of context, different type of context clues and text, now you try it. It's time for you to practice using context clues. You'll be given some practice sheets to complete. You can use the clues to solve the case. Good luck, detectives.